Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmu. Sri Ramakrishna is making a balance between the bhakti and jnana. The jnani path is difficult, but if he accommodates a little of the bhakti also, his path will become smooth. In the state of perfect knowledge, one may feel, I am he, but that is far beyond the ordinary man's experience. Shris, that is true, sir. The attitude of a servant relieves a man of all worries. Shris is telling. That is true, sir. The attitude of a servant relieves a man of all worries. God is just like child. He has no worries because parents are there. The servant depends entirely upon the master. A dog is devoted to its master. It depends upon him and his peace. Master. Well, what suits your taste? God with form or formless reality? But to tell you the truth, he who is formless is also endowed with form. How to balance between the two, the Dvaita and Advaita? Because the important part that we have to play is acceptance of God as unlimited and unchanging eternal reality. It is unchanging eternal reality, one without a second. At the same time, we see this world of multiplicity, multifarious world, and God with so many forms and understanding. Is God an unchanging reality alone? Therefore, then other than God something is there? It is not Purna. If other than God something exists, other than God, independent of it, unrelated to it, then something is existing other than God. It is no more God. Nothing can exist without God. He is Purna. He is complete. He is wholesome. So nothing is excluded from him. If anything is there other than God, then God is less by that. He is not Purna. So that Purna, he doesn't lack anything. There is nothing else other than him. He has become the rest of the things, which is constantly. It has both form and formless. Now, water can take any form with a container, that's all. When it becomes steam, it can limit itself anywhere within, or it can release itself. In cooker you see, the steam is going to go on putting it under, no, it cannot escape. Slowly it develops pressure. How in little area, huge amount of steam is being pumped in. It is restricted and it gives whatever results we expect from it. Air has no dimension as it is, and you have to restrain this air. You can see in the tires of the wheel how it is restrained. So it is it does not undergo any change. Air doesn't undergo any change. But look at what is the difference between the air that is flowing in the sky and one in the tire of a wheel of a vehicle. Both are air. It is under pressure. Air has not undergone any change, but there is a difference. So these limitations it can take upon itself without undergoing any change. It is not undergoing any change, but it is taking all the forms that it expects. So this understanding, the limited without undergoing any change, without losing its limited aspect, is becoming unlimited. Unlimited is taking limited form. It is assuming itself out of its own will, out of its own joy. Don't restrict God, that is with form or without form alone. Well, what suits your taste? God with form or formless reality? But to tell you the truth, he who is formless is also endowed with form. Yes, the one who is formless is also endowed with form. To his bhaktas, he reveals himself as having a form. It is like great ocean, an infinite expanse of water without any trace of shore, no bank, no shore. Here and there, some water has been frozen. Intense cold has turned it into ice. Just so, under the cooling influence, so to speak, of the Bhakta's love, the infinite appears to take a form. God takes a form and appears because of the cooling effect of the devotee. He longs to see that form. Again, the ice melts when the sun rises. It becomes water as before. Just so, one who follows the path of knowledge, the path of discrimination, does not see the form of God anymore. To him, everything is formless. The ice melts into formless water with the rise of sun of knowledge. But mark this, form and formless belong to one and the same reality. So, one reality, the ultimate reality. It has two aspects, two phases like, two aspects. One is with form, one is same thing appearing without form, formless. It is appearance. Formless is appearing in a form and again dissolves back in the formless as soon as its purpose is over. So, we see the new light in Sri Ramakrishna. All the earlier Vedic time, this was the understanding. One existence, it is becoming multifarious objects as universe. So many lives are coming into picture. The God expressing through matter as life. All this understanding. No difference between man and man in any way. Man and other beings also. Different bodies of different strength and different nature. in which the same unchanging cosmic consciousness is presenting. Vishwa Chaitanya is manifesting in all jivas. This was the understanding. While coming down, we have missed a little somewhere the path and started fighting with each other many times. Now we see Sri Ramakrishna has come again to reset the order. Shakta, Shaiva, Vaishnava, all these are major sects, as if one God is addressed as, now same thing, Purusha and Prakriti, and Chit Shakti and Chaitanya, Shiva and Shakti, different, they adopt same entities, they have different names. It is same object, it is being told. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, you see, there is water. The Hindus will go and say Jala, and Muslims will say it is Pani, and the same the English people, Westerners, can come and say it's water. The object is same, names are different, and in various ways the same thing is addressed, same thing is seen. So all reconciliation of differences to rebuild up a perfect harmony, Sri Ramakrishna is the only source for us to bring the unity of the world and dissolve all the differences. But mark this, form and formless belong to the one and the same reality. Same person is acting in two different ways simultaneously. At dusk, the master was ready to start for Dakshineswara. The play is over, the game is over, going back to the source. It's a beautiful thing. The nature has set in such a way, all birds and animals, they all at the dawn, they start moving out to gather their food. The sun is rising, just whole world has become reddish. Slowly the color is changing. Sun is emerging from the horizon. When the sun is fully out, there is a change, total change in the world. Still, the night coolness, all experiences of night is continuing at dawn. All jivas are waking up again, and then the sun is coming up. The whole thing is changing. It is becoming silvery, especially in Himalayas when you see all snow-clad mountains around. Everything from morning, the golden color, slowly it becomes copper-like. Then it grows into silver-like thing. Jivas all start working. Run about for their food and gathering and this and that, working. Now, after the little civilization, cultivation of food materials, plowing and all, now mechanical. So, all of them will be little food, little this one, in between they will be oscillating, and as soon as it is evening, all retire. All birds go back to their nests. All animals go back to their holes. You see, it's a wonder to see all retiring. And slowly the darkness is covering the whole universe. as if darkness is covering. And then small lamps come up, the night goes on. Most of the people, they're returning, all coming back from their activities and resting. It is the most beautiful sight, the both at dawn and dusk. How the nature, same way here you see, the goddess form. Master, well, what suits your taste, form and formless. At dusk, Master was ready to start for Dakshineswara. The whole play is over. Now it is at dusk. All want to go back to their houses. Sri Ramakrishna want to come back to the Dakshineswara. The play is over of the day. He stood on the south porch of the drawing room, talking to Ishan. Someone remarked that the chanting of God's holy name did not always produce the results. Ishan said, "How can you say that? The seeds of an Ashwatha tree are no doubt tiny, but in them lie the germs of big trees. It may take very long time for them to grow. They will not go in vain." You see, the seed that falls on the ground, and if it is wetted only, it will germinate. If it has fallen on some roof where there is neither water nor soil, it will remain till the rain comes and drops it down to the earth, and from where it can again pick up the life. It is there for a long time, but it has not got germinated. It germinates one day or the other, because all potentiality to become a tree or a plant is there in that seed. It is not dead seed. It has not been brought into the realm of the world. It is there exclusively sitting. Like that, whatever you do for God, whatever you call on God, whatever you report to God, whatever you offer to God, will remain there with Him. And when the proper time comes, it takes its action. M is telling, someone remarked that God's holy name did not always produce results. Ishan said, "How can that be? The seeds of Ashwatha tree are no doubt tiny, but in them lie the germs of big trees. It may take very long time for them to grow." Yes, said Master. It takes a long time to see the effect. Next to Ishan's was his father-in-law's house. Sri Ramakrishna stood at the door of this house, ready to get into the carriage. Ishan and his friends stood around to bid him adieu. Sri Ramakrishna said to Ishan, "You are living in the world as mudfish lives in the mud. It lives in the mud, but the body is not stained." How the Sri Ramakrishna is, see what that soul could be, how much of training, how many lives of sadhana these people must have done to come into the close contact with the avatara incarnation. And he is giving clear understanding Sri Ramakrishna is identifying a person and giving us an example for us. Look at him. He is living like a mud fish in the mud. It's mud fish, no dirt it will accumulate. It doesn't, like a plastic. It doesn't gather. It is moving about. This is possible. You are a householder. It is possible for everyone. If he can hold on to God, he will immediately become, nothing can touch it. No karma can touch. It is just a touch. Just like if you are holding on to electricity, if you are touching electricity, whole body becomes electrified. Anybody touches, it gets a shock. Like that, holding on to God, you will become God-like. As long as you are holding to God, no karma can touch you. No desires can raise in you. That grip must be clear. That grip must be, it should not be loose-shunted. Grip must be firm and clear. Then nothing, no bad act or no thing that can think of anything bad will be there in mind. Only love and blessing to this world. Everything is divine. Because how God looks upon all jivas as my own. In spite of their work and act, their joys and sufferings of life, independent of that, God is absolutely equanimity with which He is treating and seeing. Like just to look at the air and water, look at the sunshine, never differentiates between any person. Look at the sky. It gives room for all opposites to exist, untouched by it. Without it, nothing can exist. It gives room. It is within the sky, within the space, Akasha Tattva. How nirlepa. The same qualities are brought down of the Absolute. So are the jivas. So Sri Ramakrishna is identifying him, how he might have lived, how much of sadhana he might have done in earlier lives to remain in the world, untouched by his own karmas, doing all sorts of karma. How can it be? We also do the karma. They also do the karma. But karma doesn't mind. In one place, Bhartrhari says, Bhartrhari, you know, royal poet, and he is an enlightened soul. He says, all these people, whatever they did, I too have done. They went to forest. They lived in forest as ascetics. We too did. Many went to graveyard. There they did sadhana. I also did. Day and night, taking bath and doing worship, this, that, all those things I did. But the result, what result they got, I did not get. That aspect you see. Where was the error? We see a thing from external. We don't see the thing internal. We hold on to the non-essentials and leave the essential. Holding on to the non-essentials, you cannot get how they sit, how they do, everything we can do. But what is happening within, we cannot imitate. We can imitate their external, going and sitting in the forest, you can do. But what was their heart? What was their soul? How it was longing. I can put on the dress of Meera and take a Ektara. But the longing heart, how it was, that I cannot create. That is called essence. Sri Ramakrishna has come to give that essence to us. What is the essence? Look, give up the external things, non-essentials, avoid. Non-essentials. Because time is short, life is short. Take up the essence. Sri Ramakrishna has come to give that essence, the spirituality, the divinity of man, which Swami Vivekananda gives to all. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.